Sounds like you've been learning all about your gruesome future. I have to say, I thought you'd look worse, but no. Not a tentacle to be seen. Yet. Of course, first sign of change, and I'll have to stop that pretty little heart of yours. I am open to suggestions. Knives, poison, strangulation, whatever you'd prefer. Well, now you're just being close-minded. There are some lovely ways to go. I've watched urchins freeze to death in the street. It looks peaceful, just like falling asleep. Come on, humor me. If you had to choose. Oh, I see how it is. Fine, but if they botch it, don't come bleeding to me. I am open to suggestions. Knives, poison, strangulation, whatever you'd prefer. Well, now you're just being close-minded. There are some lovely ways to go. I've watched urchins freeze to death in the street. It looks peaceful, just like falling asleep. Come on, humor me. If you had to choose. Then I suppose we'll just see what happens. Don't worry, darling. I like you. I'm sure I'll make the right choice. I am open to suggestions. Knives, poison, strangulation, whatever you'd prefer. Don't be so pig-headed. I'm being practical. How much damage will you cause if you transform? How much blood can you bear to have on your hands? So can I. I like you. Rest assured, whatever happens, I'll make the right choice. Sweet dreams, darling.
Oh, that's disappointing. I prefer it when my clients put up a fight. Only to realize victory was never an option. Try to cure yourself, shop around, beg, borrow, and steal. Exhaust every possibility until none are left. And when hope has been whittled down to the very marrow of despair.
Now there's a bloody devil trailing after us. Well, this gets better and better. Shop around, he said. He seems sure we won't find anything. And he might be right. We've had no luck so far. I'm not about to trade a vampiric master for an infernal one. He's playing with us. Cazador liked to toy with people too. Let them think there was hope, right until the end. Until he snatched it all away. Creatures like them don't play games, unless they know they can win. Oh, will you? Because you've got it all figured out, I'm sure. You know who tampered with the parasite and why, and what they have planned for us. And of course you know why we're interesting enough that a devil would come to proposition us. Because if you don't know that, you may as well sign over your soul now. We may escape whatever web we're trapped in, but until we know what's going on, this Raphael has us exactly where he wants us. So, you put her down. If you're here to do the same to me, be warned. I don't die easy. The hell's with you? I don't need your whimpering. There are other ways out. Me, be warned. I don't die easy. Help me. You can't even help yourself. Look at you. You're shivering, weak. And I can smell the blood in your mouth. We both know what that means. Hello. Feeling better, are we? I certainly am. This morning I find myself free of pain and with a new trick. A new power. Last night, the risk of transformation. It all feels like some terrible dream now. That feels like a question with a point. You had one too, didn't you? What did you see? Huh. You enjoyed it? Obviously. I had the same dream, of course. Very... enticing.
The blank look, the flat voice. He's holding something back.
No, I cannot. I cannot trust you, or them, or anyone but mine own self. Go back to your wet dreams. Leave me in peace. I dreamt of him. My old master. Cazador. You know what separates us from animals? Choice. I choose to travel with you. A dog would do it on instinct. To fulfill a need. Disrespect me again! And I won't choose to kill you. I'll do it on instinct. To fulfill my need to hear you scream. I'm fine. Speak to me like that again, and I'll show you what fear is. Cazador. My old master. Before the Mind Flayers took me from him. Before this strange, twisted freedom. Cazador Zar is a vampire lord in Baldur's Gate. The patriarch of his coven, and a monster obsessed with power. Not political power or military power, I mean power over people. The power to control them completely. He turned me nearly 200 years ago. I became his spawn, and he became my tormentor. A vampire's spawn is less than a slave. They're a puppet. We have no choice but to obey our master's commands. They speak, and our bodies react. It's all part of the deal. Sometimes he'd order us to submit to torture. Sometimes he'd have us torture ourselves. Whatever his weather-vane mood settled on. My point is simple. The Mind Flayers aren't the only monsters out there, and they might not be the only ones hunting us. All I'm asking is that you keep your eyes open and watch out for anything lurking in the shadows. If you think they'll take me and spare you, you haven't been listening. But at least we know where we all stand. Are you working against me? Or are you just simple? We can start seeing eye to eye, or I can find new companions. And you can trust me. You toss me aside over this? Fine. See how far you get without me. Silly of me to even ask. I'll go and find something on 4 legs to eat, I suppose. See you in the morning. You toss me aside over this? Fine. See how far you get without me.
My research turned up a rather brilliant technique that seems quite actionable. It's not too deep, just behind the orbital socket. I could attempt an extraction. I've a needle in my tunic, after all.
Volo carefully holds one of your eyes open and begins to prod uncertainly with the needle. The needle finds the gap between eyeball and socket. Volo frowns and begins to push. Pain shoots through your body as the needle snags on your optic nerve.
I think I have it!
The needle seesaws back and forth, plucking the nerve like a harp string.
Oh, bother. There's some obstacle in the way. I shall need a more robust implement.
Volo carefully withdraws the needle from your eye. Then, reaching into his bag, he produces an ice pick. Volo slowly brings the ice pick closer to your eye.
Now, don't move.
Cold metal presses against the skin beneath your brow. And then, tap, tap, stab.
Do you feel that? Ha! I think we have the blighter on the run. I agree. It's a feisty critter. Just a little further.
Volo tears the pick from your brain with a violent jerk. Your eye plops down into the mud.
Drat.
He pauses, looks down at your eye, and recoils slightly as it sinks into the mud.
It happened to you again, didn't it? Another dream. It was the same for me. I led an army, spilled a world full of blood, all for his embrace. I still feel the warmth of his touch. and the screams of those I slaughtered for him. Did you want it? What you saw? Me too. Whoever's doing this knows me well. Nothing. So far.
Those visions of yours, Shadowheart, they aren't dreams. They're projections. Illithid ones. The tadpoles give us the power to bend others' wills, but using that power clearly comes at a price. Are we willing to pay it?
Perhaps it's time we stopped indulging in the more useful aspects of these parasites.
I said they were connected. I didn't say we should stop. Let's not throw away that power over some dreams.
Agreed. These dreams are getting more vivid. We need to do what we can to resist them.
Now there's a bloody devil trailing after us. Well, this gets better and better. Shop around, he said. He seems sure we won't find anything. And he might be right. We've had no luck so far. I'm not about to trade a vampiric master for an infernal one. He's playing with us. Reminds me of Cazador, taunting his slaves with hope when he knew the game was rigged. You're a warlock. You understand how dangerous the wrong deal can be. Oh, can we? Because you've got it all figured out, I'm sure. You know who tampered with the parasite and why, and what they have planned for us. And of course, you know why we're interesting enough that a devil, pardon, a Cambion, would proposition us. Because if you don't know that, you may as well sign over your soul now. We may escape whatever web we're trapped in, but until we know what's going on, this Raphael has us exactly where he wants us. What? Oh, you're joking. Although, what do you consider an animal? I mean, elves and humans are obviously out, but the goblins, kobolds, gnomes? In that case, I'll restrict myself to animals and only the dullest goblins. You're overestimating how capable goblins are of thought, but fine. Do it your way. Charming. Well, well. Someone was using their forbidden powers again. I knew you couldn't resist. Morals are all well and good, but power always wins.
You are a fool to invite the geek into our minds. We serve them a veritable feast.
Power is a treacherous thing. Sometimes it makes you betray yourself.
Really? For a fleeting moment, I thought you had a spine.